joining me today is a very special guest, Dharmaraj Iyer. He's CEO of Harmony at Work. Dharmaraj graduated from MIT with a master's degree in computer science, and he worked with AT&T Bell Labs, Xerox Spark, and National Semiconductor. He now conducts workshops which help corporates and organizations lead happier and more balanced lives. Welcome to the show, Dharmaraj. And before we connect to our first caller, I have a question for you. According to a recent survey, 93% of workers in Bangalore say they're unhappy and they blame it on uncooperative colleagues or managers. So tell me, do you have any tips you can share with us on how to deal with such people?
Well, that was an alarming survey result, and certainly not limited to Bangalore. My colleague Haridas and I visited a company in Noida, and our friend there told us that people were leaving in busloads. And he said that the company had announced layoffs, but that wasn't making people leave. The company had also cut back salaries, and that wasn't making people leave. But there was a new CEO, and he was extremely harsh to people, and that is what was causing them to leave. Now, what can be done in a situation like that? Perhaps not much. The spirit of the leader always influences the spirit of the whole organization. But when dealing with uncooperative or difficult colleagues, it's important to remember that we're under no compulsion to spend a lot of time with them. If you have a difficult interaction with someone, just step aside, walk away, and take some time for yourself to recharge and get back to your own center. And also, remember that that negative person, what is it that's making them negative? Perhaps we can even have some compassion, although we may have to practice our compassion from a distance. And mix also with positive people, or at least neutral ones.
Okay, so what you're saying is we've got to keep our own positive energy high to deal with these kind of situations. But can you give us a few tips now on how maybe you can reach your highest potential in your job or your career? Because it's not just about, getting into the right course. I mean, you've got to keep your energy and keep moving ahead despite all the obstacles in your path.
Well, your highest potential implies more than you already are. So how do you become more than you already are? The secret to that is energy. Find ways to increase your energy and pour that energy into your work. Think of new ways to do things. Think of new ways to reach your customers and your clients. And also, give that energy, share it with your colleagues and the people you work with. That's one of the secrets of leadership. Think, what can I give to this person? How can I help us all towards our goal? Another thing that's needed to go higher is to go deeper into the realities around you and also inside yourself. And concentration is needed for this. In fact, you can say concentrated energy is the key to success in just about everything you do. And for concentration, meditation can be a powerful tool to increase your concentration.
Let's move on to an email query we received from Vidhu in New Delhi. He's a fresh graduate from one of the top colleges in India, and he's got a good job in a reputed organization. And he thought it was a dream come true at the time when he got placed. But now in 4 months, he's absolutely bored with his job. He says it pays him very well, so he doesn't want to leave. But he doesn't really know what he can do further. So let me throw this question to Dharmaraj. What would you advise this young man to do? He's not happy with his job. It pays him a lot of money, and he's clueless about what he can do. What are his options?
Well, Vidhu, you answered your own question partly. Even with all this money that they're paying you, you're bored stiff, and it's not your dream come true. So the question is, what is your dream? Take the time to discover what that dream is. What were your favorite subjects in college, for example? When you were young, what things did you like doing? Take some time to look inside yourself. Maybe read different books, maybe even write in a journal. Take that time again to see, what is it that I want to do? Meanwhile, the job that you're working at can give you the money that it will take to make a change when you're ready. And remember also, it takes courage to follow your dream. I've always loved these lines from a song by Swami Kriyananda. Follow your dream, though it lead to worlds unknown. Life's but a shadow, once our dreams have flown. What if men cry, your dream is not our own? Your soul knows the answer. Go on alone.
Vidhu, there's the answer to your question. Follow your dreams. Yes, you could use this period really to, make a little nest egg to make it more comfortable for you to follow that dream, because in the initial period you may have to struggle a little bit. Well, today I also have Dharmaraj Iyer, CEO of Harmony at Work with me. And I have a few questions which I'm sure many of you viewers have been asking yourselves, which is really how can we, Dharmaraj, can you give 3 tips to us on how we can create harmony at work, be happier and more productive at work?
Well, I had a feeling you were going to ask that. Let me read to you from this article by Swami Kriyananda that's on our blog. Politeness is something people often reserve for strangers or for people that they meet only seldom. It will help to keep the machinery of your daily relations running smoothly if you are polite also to those people you work with on an everyday basis. Make a point to look consciously for good qualities in your colleagues. In disagreements, try to see also their point of view. When you win a point, never beat them down by saying, "I told you so." Give them a graceful way out. Be kind to your fellow workers. Help them whenever they need it or whenever an opportunity presents itself. If you act in this way, they will respond to you in kind. A pleasant atmosphere in the workplace will bring blessings to everyone who works there.
Such beautiful words, and I hope all of you who are listening to that put that into practice in your daily life. Well, we have another email query from Sonia in Mumbai. She was recently laid off at work. Her boss cited poor performance as a reason, even though she has always been a conscientious worker. And it's simply because the company is not doing well. Well, she's feeling extremely depressed, and I want to ask Dharmaraj, what should somebody like Sonia do in this situation?
Well, hi Sonia. I'm very sorry to hear that. It sounds like you've been treated unfairly and unkindly. In these situations it's best to stick to the truth, as you've put it. You are a conscientious worker, and the company is going through bad times, and it's their loss. So nowadays, my colleague Haridas and I meet a lot of people who have been laid off of work. And one thing Haridas says, which I find a lot of inspiration, is to remember that your next job is already waiting for you. All the people there are looking for you just as much as you're looking for them. They need your talents, they need your help, and so they're calling to you. So in your job search, put out energy. As Yogananda used to say, shake this world until it has to give you a job. Send out emails, make phone calls, make posts to LinkedIn and Twitter, Facebook. Again, put out as much energy as you can. And then when you're waiting for replies, visualize these new friends of yours who are calling to you and mentally call back to them saying, we need to find each other.
Well, Sonia, I hope that you are aware that there is a wonderful job waiting for you out there, and anybody who's in such a situation, do remember that there is a lot of wonderful things waiting for you out there. CEO of Harmony at Work. Dharmaraj, can you tell me what is this 10-minute recharge routine you told me about that Harmony at Work teaches in the corporate program, and could you demonstrate one such exercise for the benefit of our viewers?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that, because now I can share a technique so that this isn't just all talk. The 10-minute recharge routine consists of energization exercises that Yogananda taught, and also a meditation technique that he taught. Let me show you one of these energization exercises, and join me. This exercise requires a double breath, which is a short and then a long inhalation through the nose, like that, and then a short and long exhalation through the mouth. So, are you doing it? Okay. Now, what we want to do is, as we do this double inhalation, we want to tense the whole body and visualize that we're drawing energy into the body, like this. And then, as we throw the breath out, we release all the tension. So again, one more time. This is an exercise you can do while standing, while seated, while walking. Anytime you need to recharge yourself in 5 seconds, what to speak of 10 minutes.
Wow, a 5-second recharge surely sounds interesting, and that looks really effective. I'm definitely going to try it out. Well, we're right out of time, but before I go, I want to recommend to you a book. It's a fascinating volume called Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, and I've always wondered how an ordinary person like you and me gets the higher calling to become a spiritual teacher, and this book really answers that and many more questions. The Harmony at Work program we've been talking about today is based on the principles put forth by Yogananda. So do read the book with an open mind and visit the website harmonyatwork.in for more on how you can benefit from these teachings. That's all we have time for this week. Thank you, Dharmaraj, for joining us. Next week we'll be taking in more queries, your career queries. Till then, stay hungry.